You mentioned something about the hierarchy, and I know there are dimensions, and there are some thought leaders out there who talk about ways to look at culture. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, one of my go-to researchers is Gerhard Hofstede, and he developed the 6 different dimensions upon which he then did a study with IBM in different countries where they fall in ambiguity avoidance, uncertainty avoidance, hierarchical thinking, or what he calls power distance. He talks about the preference for time, whether time is linear or time is circular. So he talks about different dimensions and did a lot of research around that. Another person that I really enjoy is Erin Meyer, and she came up with the culture map. And one grid that I found highly fascinating is when she compares a preference for indirect communication style versus direct communication style, and then compared that with high context communication and low context communication. And then she plotted all the different countries on that graph. And you can see that the Netherlands, Dutch, is on polar opposite to Saudi Arabia and Japan. And when you just look at the preference for direct communication, like nothing is withheld there, and indirect communication, you can already see that clashes. And then if you even combine high context, meaning I am not saying directly what I mean, I'm just describing it and I'm coming through it through the back door, versus low context where there's no interpretation, there's no metaphor, this is what you're getting, you can see how many misconceptions and challenges you will experience between those cultures.
That reminds me about Erin Meyer's videos and some of the examples she has in the book, where some people or the Japanese culture can read the air, and that's something that Americans don't typically do. So you see a difference when the two groups get together on how they can read an audience or what a speaker would do in that situation. So it is fascinating to see how you can use it in all aspects of work when you're dealing with different countries.